Hello, Just Jax here and welcome to my channel. Today, UV Resin, idea courtesy of Mrs. Clan Midgard. Thank you very much. I did a little no waste bear recently, like using all the leftover bits of various colours of epoxy resin. And she said that it looked like a patchwork teddy. So then that got an idea going in my head. Can I actually make a patchwork teddy using, because in the past I have mixed wool in UV resin and had a really good result. So I was wondering if I could do that with little tiny squares of fabric. So this is just ribbon that I've cut up into rough squarish shapes. I have a clear plastic like a self-seal envelope here because I wanted something flat to work off. I thought before I actually try, this is a little bit of what I did last week as well, before I actually try and put this in the bear, which is going to be tricky, I want to see if I can make a freeform shape. So I'm going to try and, I'm going to have a big old splodge of UV resin across this surface and try and keep it fairly level at the bottom. Build in a patchwork bear, dot a little face on with a nail varnish, potentially give it another seal after that, we'll see how it goes. And using a coaster, so we've got something to stand it on, I'll kind of like skipped a beat. I'm going to then heat this in hot water, curve it around the shape of the coaster and see if we can make like a freeform standing, perhaps something we can put a tea light behind, an electric tea light. So that's the plan. And the holographic chunky glitter, just because I never normally use it, just to jazz the base up a little bit. So that's the plan. Can we execute it? Let's find out. I also have my silicone mat out, so I've got a little place where I can dip the squares in and like try and get them to soak up some resin. So let's organise a little bit. Put all of these up here, and I've got tweezers. Let's do this. So let's give ourselves a bit of a shape to work with. We're not going to go too big. Maybe something like that. Sit for a moment, just so it can fill in. And I'm already having a thought about how to adjust it slightly for this particular piece. I'm thinking perhaps we try and put these straight on. Well, some of them we can initially. Some will have to soak, so we'll put in a basic shape. But these are going to be crisscrossing over each other. I've got to make sure I've got just one. I've got to try and visualise the bear. And be aware that I can't have these cross over each other right now. Though they are doing the job, they are soaking up the resin, which is what I wanted them to do. If this comes out like it does in my head, I'll be very, very pleased. At the moment, it just looks like random placed squares. And this might be how it ends up looking up come the end. But if we do at least achieve our goal of being able to have fabric in resin, it won't matter if it's not quite what I pictured in my head. See, I don't think we're at that point where we can actually place something on top of the squares that we've got at the moment, because I think that's going to trap air and we don't want that. I don't think right now I can put any more on there. I need to have a bit of a layer between. So let's try. Hopefully, because the fabric is soaked in, this will just spread over the top. It looks like from down here everything is sunk within the resin. I can't see, there's a little tiny corner there poking out. I'll keep it all weighed down with the resin. Let's try and start to shape this bear a little bit. No, well, that one dropped in somewhere, perhaps it shouldn't have. Oh. We're going to roll with it. Oh, we are starting to take a bit of a bear sort of form. Let's go for a little bit more. And there's a reason why I haven't been curing in between layers, because I want it. If I do that, you'll see each time I put another layer on top, it will set resin, like all those little zigzaggy motions that I just did. They won't sink in. Right, I'm quite confident all the fabric is covered. I can see a couple of bubbles. And I don't really want, I might try putting the heat gun on, we'll see. Right, let's try, and we're starting to move, spread out a little bit, so that's something I wasn't anticipating whilst attempting this. But that's okay. I'm going to just roll with it. I think we might try and make this the last layer to try and control the spread a little bit. Either way, I think it's going to make for a very, very interesting result. Okay, I think we're going to call that there, because it's going to move out a little bit. These ones are a little bit too frayed to do anything with. So I am going to clean my tweezers, give that a little blast with the lighter, maybe the heat gun, we'll see. I mean, I think I need to give it a tiny drizzle over the top. From down here, there's a couple of bits poking up. Let's just try and seal everything in. All things considering, we're looking pretty bubble free. Alright, I think before this here gets away with us, I'm going to try and give it the tiniest. We have a hair invading. Get that out of there. I think I'm going to give it a blast with the heat gun and get that cured before anything else happens to it. We have our base, and I've still got to do the video on this, but I've been making some big improvements on the buffing, the sanding and buffing. That is a nice smooth edge now, not sharp in the slightest. And you can see not scratched up either. So looking good. And I've peeled this. I laugh because I should have taped that plastic sheet down, because as it was curing, obviously it heated up and it contorted. But I actually quite like it, even though I'm laughing, because this is fabric that we've used, so it looks like a piece of clear fabric. So what I'm going to do now, and it is all in there, there's a couple of bits that are above. Get the angle like here, but that's okay, because in the intended idea for this, that's not going to matter. The fact is that it's worked, and because I allowed it time to soak in, the fabric didn't release any additional bubbles. On the other side, when it, being this will work better in the bear, in the mould. Freehand, that no longer really looks like a bear, but it still looks cool all the same. So what I'm going to do now, and I'll have to do this bit off camera, though I'll link the recommended video at the end of this one, will be the one where I sculpt it with the water, so you can see it on camera. I am going to go and run this under the hot tap and curve it around, and I'm thinking it's probably going to be best, since this is a coaster, we have a lip to work with, to go inside the lip rather than around the edge, because that'll give it a bit of something. That's where we can put our little weld of UV resin. So that's what I'm going to try and do. So it might take a little bit of time, because I'm thinking that's probably about my forearm, mid forearm. I want to try and curve it to. And then I'm going to have to make sure everything is super, super dry. If this works, which I don't see it won't, why it won't at this point. We have all the components. This should look pretty cool. There's our nice curved piece. And what's even handier is it stands in there. But what I will do is pinch it in and weigh it down so as it cures, it can cure in there really tight. I nearly forgot. I was going to try and put a bit of a face on here because it doesn't really look like much right now. I mean, it looks cool, but I'm thinking, since this was what I was intended on doing anyway, is to perhaps, well, I was just going to put a face on, but I think it'll be better if I go in over these shapes. He can be a wonky looking bear. Try and go round the whole thing. And I'm going to try and do it with the nail varnish. Because at this point, it's all an experiment, so if it goes wrong, it won't be the end of the world. Might need to do this in bits. And it hasn't got to be perfect, because our bear is far from perfect. So we won't rush this bit. And as long as I go completely around the outside of the shape, I think that'll look pretty cool. Another thing I was thinking as well when I got to this point was, I think what a nice finishing touch would have been if all of this around the outside here had that sparkle, so there was something breaking it up, which we could probably still do. We'll see once we get this point done. I think I'll only do a couple more bits before I pause to let this dry. Okay. Oh, I quite like him now that he's outlined. He's like a well wonky teddy. Alright, I'm going to let that dry. We'll come back in a second when the face, when it's dry, so we can put the face in. Okay, look at him. How cute is he now? Let's add a little bit of detail. I'm still thinking about what to do around the back here, because I think it needs something. Let's just... I haven't decided as well whether to come in with the ears or just put a couple of little circles. I think I should really let that dry, because if I move that at all, they're like little dots on there. Oh, look at him. Do we give him a little circle around the tummy? Well, we've been going rogue so far, haven't we? Alright, let that dry again, and we'll come back and we'll put these little pads in. We'll probably have to do one side and then the other, because it'll possibly run, though I don't want to go too thick. Okay, we are dry enough. Look at that little face. I don't know whether to bring the head right around here and splodge in the two ears, but I know, like I say, I want to do these bits, so I'm going to do them one side at a time. Unless it doesn't go on too thick, we'll see. Oh, he looks so cute now. While that's drying, I'm going to have a think about the background. I mean, I've got some yellow here, because there's no yellow going on. I have this yellow, which I'm going to be overconfident with right now, because I believe I've got more of it. Because it's not as thick as that 60-second stuff, so this will take longer to dry. But I want it to go on quite thin. And I don't mind that we're seeing the brush strokes, I like that, so... And go as far as I can with this one and then go and hope that I am right in believing that there is more than one of these left. Ooh, it's going to finish it off nicely. So I'll let that dry. I think that was all that was needed. And I'll go and have a look in a second when it's completely dry. It's where I touched it, which I'm pretty sure was on the paw there. So I might give it another coat of this. We'll see when we come back. Okay. Look at our little teddy bear. He's actually pretty cute. Let's get this put together. So I'm going to need to put resin all around there and then pop that in. Got my light at the ready. I'm going to hold him down initially. We're going to flash forward for this bit. Alright, our little patchwork teddy bear, UV Resin Sculpture Light, we'll have to think of a catchier name for it than that, is done. How cool does that look? I really like, the bear is such a sweetheart. Look at him. How could you not love that face? Stands up fine. Now, so you can see, though I might have to do a bit of recording later on, I can get this in here. And hopefully, because I can't see because how the phone's being held up, the clip is right down the middle here, so I can't see. And you can see it enough. This is going to be going up a day late. This is meant to be resin Monday, but like last week, I wasn't able to get any recording done until actual Monday. So this will be going up, it'll be today for you lot, but it'll be Tuesday for me. So tonight, I'll try and get a little recording so you can see what he looks like at night. And all the lights trapped in there. Here is our little teddy light. Let's just take the flash off. Oh, check that out. How cool is that? So, questions answered. It does work really well. And it's positioned quite nicely there. It makes your tummy look like it's glowing. And look at that little face. Well, short and sweet, but the little interjection before I go back to what I recorded earlier on today. But he's pretty cool. I like him. I like that he worked. I like that we rolled with the fact that he's not perfect. But that adds to his charm. He's a poor little wounded... I mean, even his ears, from this angle anyway, it looks like his ears are drooped down a little bit, like his little sad teddy bear. I had fun doing it. And once again, thank you, Mrs. Clan Midgard, for giving me this genius idea. I'm looking forward to actually trying it in a mould at some point. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking me and my channel out. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's given you some ideas. I'm loving playing with the UV resin and hot and cold water and shaping it. That's so much fun. Like if you like what you see. Comment if you've got something to say. And subscribe if you really like what you see and you want to see more. Thank you again so much. Take care and see you in the next one.